Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're at a post Super Bowl morning, right? Which, we'll talk a little bit about the halftime show this morning, but I know me, I enjoyed it. We're certainly going to talk about the halftime show. We're going to talk about some other stuff that's been happening, since that time. But certainly we're going to talk a little bit about the halftime show this morning. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning to you all. I know I'm later than I would be. I was dragging a little bit this morning because I told y'all I've been sleeping in here with the dogs because Russ ain't been feeling well. And don't forget, I told y'all today is the day that he is retired. So we have a 12 o'clock appointment today. We were up and down all night with not being able to properly go to the bathroom in the way that he needs to. Yeah. Hey, James. Good morning. Good morning, dude. Good morning, Ali. Good morning, Miss Dakota B. Good morning to you all. Now, let's go ahead and just talk about the elephant in the room from, the carryover from last night, which is the Super Bowl. I'm doing okay, James. I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm trying to adjust to the fact that knowing I'm gonna lose one of my dogs today, but he won't be in any more pain and suffering. So that's the other side of it, But I watched the Super Bowl show last night, and honestly, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I didn't really care about that. Like, I had the TV on, but I wasn't really looking at it. And from the stuff that I did see, the Patriots got their ass mollywopped yesterday, okay? Like, mollywopped. I mean, they did end up getting some points on the board, but it's not like it mattered because they got mollywopped yesterday. Thank you so much, Chevy. I appreciate that. Hey, Russ, good morning to you all. James, what do you want to chat privately about? I need to know. My antenna always goes up with that because I run into a lot of stuff online. Yeah, I was happy for the Seahawks. But not only did they won decisively. Like, nobody can say they pulled it out in the end. No. They listen. What's that movie? Why Did I Get Married? When Jill Scott say, "Whoop that ass," that's kind of how it was last night. I mean, it was bad. Hey, Maria. Hey, dearest Amanda. But can I tell you, when Bad Bunny, right? Hold on for a second. I saw something. No, decline that. When Bad Bunny came out there, that entire fucking show was litto. Okay? Can I tell you, I was in my house like, I don't know, not now a word to not now a Bad Bunny song. Didn't need to know a word to the songs because I could feel the shit. Do you understand? So I was in there. Hey, I was so happy. I was so happy to see so many, Puerto Ricans, Latino Americans, Hispanic Americans, just everybody. They were so happy. I loved every minute of it. And I loved that it was only in Spanish. It needed to be. It needed to be in Spanish. You understand? I like that Bad Bunny didn't come to do his songs in English. I like that. What I thought about Chris Brown's post, needy. Chris Brown needed attention and validation. That's why. Chris Brown needed attention and validation. But I loved every minute of this. Now, Turning Point, well, I'm just going to put the elephant in the room. Turning Point had almost 5 million viewers. The Puppy Bowl had 12 million. Okay? The Puppy Bowl had 12 million views. Nobody gave a shit about no Turning Point halftime show. Who the fuck want to see Kid Rock? Please. At least if you're going to have a show, an alternative, at least give somebody an alternative that they want to look at. You're right. Most of them were probably bots at that did watch. I did turn it onto the Puppy Bowl for a minute. Because, see, you know how we had Bad Bunny. Puppy Bowl had Bad Kitty. So, listen. I loved that halftime show. Hey, KK, I loved it. That halftime show was fabulous. It really was. Now, I'm going to talk about an elephant in the room, right? And y'all tell me if it was just me, because I never knew this. I never knew that Jessica Alba was Puerto Rican. Oh, it was trash to you? No, Matt, you know what it would have been trash? If we would have had to hear that whack-ass Carrie Underwood. Bad enough they put her out there in some stuff. I had seen her a little bit. I was like, hear that trash-ass Carrie Underwood. Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit. I was so glad we didn't have to hear that bullshit yesterday, all that trash-ass country. Y'all be careful, we in America. I'm so glad we didn't have to hear that shit yesterday. I was so glad. I was like, thank y'all for not having to hear that shit. That Bad Bunny's performance was outstanding. It was wonderful. And you know why it was? I felt like for every step that I saw them go like this, look, I'm going to show y'all. For every little step I saw like this, to me, it was stepping on the tears of MAGAs everywhere. Hey, that's how I felt. So I felt every time I saw a dance or a two-step, they were stepping on the tears of MAGA everywhere. I loved every minute of it. It was beautiful. Beautiful. And I love that it's on repeat all over the internet. And guess who else watched the halftime show? Donald Trump. There's video footage. Look online. You'll see it. Donald Trump, Lindsey Graham. I told y'all they was going to watch it. I told y'all didn't I tell y'all the very people talking shit was going to watch that halftime show? I told y'all. Y'all see those gorgeous ass Puerto Rican women? They ain't look like MAGA women. Catch that part. They didn't look like MAGA women. They looked like beautiful fucking Puerto Rican women. Hips, thighs, beautiful features, beautiful skin. I loved every minute of that shit. Oh, you didn't watch it? Oh, okay. Well, we don't care, beloved, but you should get something done to your neck. It shows your age. Nobody cares. I don't know. MAGA came in, they hurt this morning. I didn't watch that halftime show. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Over 100 million people did. Nobody cares about the 10 or 20 that didn't watch. I love that Lady Gaga showed up. Okay? I love that Lady Gaga showed up and sang all in Spanish. All of it. Like she was like, I loved every minute of it. So Puerto Rico represented last night. Okay? And so many Americans were upset, and it's like, y'all don't even know that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So you mad at some of your own people. You mad at your own people. This is why I said in that video I did recently, what is American, right? What is American? You don't get to define what an American is with one thing. Right, Puerto Rico is America. And look at this picture. What I love too. I loved how at some point they had all them flags out there. Honey, listen, Bad Bunny didn't come to play. Welcome back, dude. Bad Bunny didn't come to play. And what I also love, they didn't make any apologies for being Puerto Ricans. They didn't try to make it smooth and feel good. So Americans who ain't never been nowhere don't get all, they get all, I don't know about that. Look at how they move their hips. That must be the devil. No, it's not. It's called music. It's called music. It's called music. Because they was having a fit watching that shit last night. That show was beautiful. It really was beautiful. I cried a little bit watching that show because I was like, yo, this shit is awesome. I never thought I would ever see that for a halftime fucking NFL show. Ever. Ever. It was extremely powerful. The fact that it was all in Spanish made it even more powerful. They didn't try to sugarcoat it. They didn't try to sugarcoat it and make it easy for Americans, the rest of America, to digest. You know what they said? Learn another language. That's what they did say. That's what they, well, if you don't understand Spanish, I don't understand Spanish either, most of it. But you know what I do understand? Great music. And since I have rhythm, I was able to move my hips. Now, if you ain't got no rhythm, Bad Bunny might have been a little frustrating for you, right? If you don't have rhythm, Bad Bunny was a struggle. But if you got rhythm and you feel that don't, hey, don't, you feel the shit. You don't need to understand it. That's me with South African music. A lot of times I don't understand what they say if they're not speaking English in said music. But that beat though, that beat is universal. The music is universal. The shit makes you move your body. Period. Period. I loved everything about it. And again, coming into this, I really didn't know a whole lot about Bad Bunny. But Bad Bunny made me a fan last night. Okay? He made me a fan. So I'm going to pick up me some Bad Bunny music. Y'all know I've been trying to learn Spanish. And one of the best ways to learn Spanish is through music. So guess what? Guess what's going to happen in a couple months? Y'all going to hear me on here singing Bad Bunny all the way out. Watch it. Listen. It made me go, listen, imagine I learned how to speak Spanish because I fell in love with Bad Bunny music. Because not that I haven't tried to learn how to speak Spanish. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. But I'm going to try starting with that. I loved every minute of it. I love the symbolism of him falling through the ceiling. I looked at it like him breaking that glass ceiling. You know what I mean? So I loved that. I loved that. So I love when he fell through the ceiling in the house. I also loved, and I'm going to be honest, I love seeing musicians and actors and entertainers who are Puerto Rican be fully in, or Hispanic or Latino, fully in that shit and not try to not say it. Yup, I liked that. Because I told y'all, I didn't know that Jessica Alba had any type of like Latino. I didn't know that. Maybe I did. Ricky Martin looked like a fine, tall glass of water. Listen. I said, is that Ricky Martin? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I saw Pedro back there looking fine. Pedro is a nice looking man. Pedro's a nice looking man, okay? A nice looking man. And what I like about Pedro Pascal is he looks different depending on depending on the facial hair. When he shaves off all of that facial hair and he has a certain haircut, he can pass, right? But he ain't interested in passing. I love that I love it. I love seeing, to me, I am proud to be Latino. That's what I saw last night. I loved every minute of that shit. Every minute of it. I said, you should be proud. You should be. Why shouldn't you be? See, this is the thing as a black person. Just because Latinos are celebrating their heritage and their culture and all that shit, it's not a threat to me. It don't mean that I shouldn't love being black. If anything, it made me love my people even more because know what I screamed out loud at the TV? I love diversity. I literally did. I screamed out at my TV, I love diversity. Real shit. I love diversity because America is a diverse melting pot of people. That's what it is. Whether folks want to say that shit or not, that's what America is. It's gumbo. And what is gumbo? You throw all these things in a pot and it makes these great flavors that come together. And it's a beautiful, beautiful dish. It's the same fucking thing. It would have been boring as hell. You absolutely right. It would have been boring as hell without diversity. Man, if Mark Anthony would have come out there, I'd have been fit to be tied. I would have been done. Okay? I wouldn't have been able to handle it. It would have been too much for me. If Mark Anthony would have come out there, it would have been too much for me. I'm just letting y'all know. I wouldn't have been able to handle it because Mark Anthony is a sexy mother. You hear me? I wouldn't have been able to handle it. I wouldn't have been able to handle it. I was just making sure that was closed. If Mark Anthony came out there, I would have been done. I would have been done. I'm just letting y'all know. Diversity is how we all grew up. That's the crazy thing. We all grew up within diversity and around diversity. What's wrong, Heidi? Hold on for a second, y'all. I gotta help. I gotta do something for Heidi. Come here. Come here. Come over here. Heidi, this way. Come here. Lay there. Be there. Thank you. I was trying to put her on another blanket. She popped up. She's like, I'm hot. Okay, so I put her in another spot. I loved it. I loved it. And honestly, can I say something else? Listening to Puerto Rican music, it's like when you listen to music from all over the world, different music, no matter where that music is from, it all has this connection of like there's certain things inside of all the music that kind of is reminiscent no matter where you're from. That driving beat, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Puerto Rico, whether it's Jamaica, whether it's the Middle East. You understand? It just got this. You don't need the words. You don't need them. You don't need them. You could feel it. I felt the shit in my heart. At first, I was just watching. I was like, okay. I was just watching. Then it was like, hey. You could, if you were able to stay in your seat and not move while watching that show, you different. You built different. Because I could not. I could not just sit there and just be like, I couldn't do it. In the beginning, I was. But then I was like, fuck that shit. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm in this joint. I was like, listen. Exactly, you had to dance. If you could watch that show yesterday and could not dance or even move to it, we built different. We built different. Because I couldn't stay in my seat and watch that last night. It's no fucking way. I smiled the entire time. I said, when he gave the Grammy to the little boy that was watching it on the little television, oh my God. Oh my God. I said, I love every minute of this shit. I love every minute of this shit. It was beautiful to see that. Beautiful. That part, yeah, it got me too. That was beautiful to do that little piece. Okay, y'all saying Liam. I don't know who Liam is, but that little boy, I thought that whole little thing of like, because that's how it is for most kids. You see somebody that looks like you and it stays in your mind. And that thing stays in your mind as you continue to grow up. And then bam, you become that for somebody else. Yeah, I saw it as him giving the Grammy to his younger self. It was beautiful. Beautiful. The women were gorgeous. I'm sorry. Those women. Did you see how beautiful they were? All the different skin colors. All the different hair textures. It was beautiful. Proving you can't put people in this fucking box. You can't. That's not how it works. You can't put people in a box like that. They come in all different shades, sizes, colors, languages. You can't put people in a fucking box. Now, can I also tell you, I was scared before the halftime show. Can I tell you why? Y'all gonna laugh, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I thought that fucking Jennifer Lopez was going to try to sink her fangs into being a part of the halftime show. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'd have felt some type of way if Jennifer Lopez would have came out there. I'd have been like, so that was my concern. Can I be honest? Jenny Lolo, okay, or whatever, but no disrespect. Her Spanish ain't nowhere on the level of where I would expect it to be when she's trying to immerse herself in that market. I just said what I said. Jennifer Lolo played a lot of, she tried to play both sides shit. You understand? So I felt some type of way. I was thinking the whole time, I know one thing, that damn Jennifer Lopez better not pop out here nowhere. I'm just telling you what I was thinking. Oh, I love that Power Lines stuff. Lady Gaga wasn't bad. Lady Gaga was good. I don't know what you talking about. Lady Gaga was good. I was like, and quiet as kept. At first, I wasn't sure that was Lady Gaga because I was like, it sounds like Lady Gaga. But is that Lady Gaga? Oh, that is Lady Gaga. Shit. Lady Gaga was good. I don't know what you talking about. I enjoyed every minute of her piece. I don't know what you talking about. I loved it. I loved it. It was so great. And just to have all the flags out there. Start with Puerto Rico. He said God bless America multiple times. You know, for the people that was going, because you know, there were a whole lot of Americans that watched this halftime show yesterday. And that was when they first learned that Puerto Rico was a U.S. territory. I'm going to say it. There were a whole lot of Americans that watched that show yesterday. And for the first time, they learned Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. They had no idea. They had no idea. It is sad, but it's a testament to the American education system. It's a testament to the American education system being faux shit. You said your wife saw those women and she said, damn, I'm just as bad as man. Me too. Listen, me too, sis. I was like, wait a minute. You know how in the clumps, they be like cakes and pies, cakes and pies. I was like hips and thighs, hips and thighs, hips and thighs. Listen, a lot of them ladies was cold. They was thicker than cold peanut butter. Y'all talking about? Know what y'all talking about? Shit, I don't know what y'all talking about. And I like that they didn't try to water it down. And you know, honestly, y'all know how I always talk about when I say, when immigrants come here, don't assimilate, integrate. Last night was a beautiful example of what I be talking about. Don't assimilate, integrate. That was a beautiful example of that shit last night. No, I'm not going to not be in my customs and the culture of my people just because it make you feel uncomfortable. That was the whole point of why I always say that. No, never assimilate, integrate. That's why I always say that shit. That's why I say it. That's why I say it. That halftime show was a wonderful example of why I say that. Real talk. It was beautiful to see. Because if America was smart, this is where I go, America don't play this shit the right way. But if America was smart, they would lean into understanding all of what they're afraid of. Because then if they understood, they would have nothing to fear. See, fear comes from lack of understanding. But many people who fear don't want to understand. But I told you, this fucking halftime show yesterday to me was like watching, it was social gumbo. That's what that was. We saw a group of people. You say NFL is not happy. 5 million people. Nobody cares that 5 million people changed the channel. Nobody cares. You know who cares? Those 5 million people that went over to watch a man that smells like a old rape washcloth and cigarettes. Nobody cares. There were more viewers to the Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl had more viewers than the Turning Point show did. But I'm going to tell y'all, look, hold on. I'm going to switch back to this thing. But did y'all see Did y'all see that Turning Point was not able to stream the halftime show all over the place like they wanted to? They couldn't do that because of copyright issues, so they could only show it on YouTube. Oh, my grandmama always used to say, be careful of the grave you dig for somebody else, because you just might fall in. Turning Point, hey, J Blade, hey, JP, nobody cares. Go over and talk to the other 4 people that watched Kid Rock last night. Blah. Because I was over in Bad Bunny land shaking my fucking hips, okay? Shakira's right, the hips don't lie. I was in this mode. Hey, I didn't need to understand no words. Some words I did understand, but by and large, I didn't know the translations to the songs, didn't need to know them. I could feel them. And every time Bad Bunny said, hey, I was like, hey, listen, stop playing with him. Forever a fan. I was forever a fan, right? I loved this show. This show, to me, was America, right? If you want to say what is America, America's a melting pot of different immigrants. America's an immigrant country. Contrary to what a lot of ignorant ass Americans want you to think, America is an immigrant country. Yup, it's a country of immigrants. Our customs and our traditions are a melting pot of immigration. That's exactly what it is. And for people to want to think that it's not, last night proved it. Last night proved it. It proved it. We are a melting pot. That's why I get tired of seeing Jason Aldean. I'm like, I don't listen to no shit like this. And it's not that I don't listen to country music. I just don't listen to that shit that is Jason Aldean or Carrie Underwood. That's whack. I used to like Faith Hill, Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, Randy Travis. Those are the people that I listen to. I can't, a lot of this, and I do like, what's my girl? There is a girl I like. What's that girl name? I can see her right now. She was in that TV show. Yeah, I used to like Willie Nelson too. Shania Twain. Ooh, I loved me some Shania Twain. I feel like a woman. I used to love me some Shania Twain. Dolly Parton. Oh, Dolly the GOAT. We love Dolly. Fuck yeah, I love Reba McEntire. I said Reba. Not only do I love Reba's music, I still watch the Reba show on repeat. What? I love now old school Kenny Rogers. I don't like looking at Kenny now. Kenny got a facelift and he looked really weird. He like he in a wind tunnel. But old school Kenny Rogers, love old school Kenny Rogers. I just don't like to look at him now. You know what I mean? Oh, the Judds. Always love the Judds. Always love the Judds. Let's not play. Always love the Judds. What? I'm just saying, it's just a lot. Certain of these new age country artists to me are boring. It's not even that they do country music. It's just not anything exciting and captivating. And so I just go, they doing the path of least resistance. They do just enough to get by to throw it over the fence. I'm like, nah, y'all got to come harder than that. Y'all got to come harder than that. Yeah, love Charlie Parker. Love Charlie Parker. But that's why I'm just like, again, I really enjoyed this year's halftime show. I don't know what they're going to do next year. Couldn't say for sure. Kenny Rogers passed away. I ain't know that. But I ain't like that facelift he had. So I say what I say. Bruh was looking like he was in a wind tunnel. And I wasn't feeling it. But that halftime show had, thank you, NFL. NFL, that was a beautiful show. And I'll be honest, the halftime show was more entertaining than that fucking football game. That football game was trash. The Patriots got their ass beat. Real talk. The halftime show was way more entertaining than the football game. Okay? Yeah, that game was boring as hell because the Patriots were sucking. They just sucked. It really was not a good game. It was a boring ass game. And I expected more. I'm being honest. I expected more. It was boring as fuck. And the whole time I'm like, can we hurry this up and get to the halftime show? Because this shit is whack. That was what my mindset was. I just want to get to the halftime show. Because this game is trash. It'd be one thing if the game was interesting, but it wasn't. It was a boring football game. Because one team, it was a game of defense at the end of the day. That both defense on both sides were making it hard. But then Seattle was like, nah, we know what we need to do. But that game was boring as fuck. Okay? But that halftime show, Lito, I'm going to watch it again today. Not the stupid bore. That's what it was. You know what it was? It was a Bad Bunny concert with a little bit of football. Let's just call it what it was. It was a Bad Bunny concert with a little bit of football. Because we ain't need the football. We ain't need the football. I'm being honest. I didn't need no football. I could have just dealt with all Bad Bunny in 15 minutes of football. Real shit. Because that shit was boring as fuck. I was like, when the halftime show was over, I was like, well, let me go back to doing something else that's way more entertaining than this, because this football game is trash. Like I said, I didn't watch it. I would keep an eye on things here or there. And I did say when the Patriots did score, I did say out loud, Seahawks better not let the fucking Patriots come back and win this damn game. I did say that. Like, they better not let them come back and win this fucking game. Because the last thing we need is Patriots all across America. Y'all see that? You had your Bad Bunny, but we came, America's team came, and we won the game. Well, they didn't. America's team came and got their ass handed to them and sent right back home. That's what happened. You know Tom Brady sitting somewhere going, if I was playing, y'all would have won that game. You know Tom somewhere going, if I didn't retire, y'all probably would have won that game. You say Kid Rock was awesome? Wow. I can just smell that. No. Block. We're not in here talking about failed musicians. We're in here talking about successful musicians. And Bad Bunny is one of them. Right? That's who we in here talking about. And when I saw this picture, I loved every minute of this shit too. This shit screams Puerto Rico, but it screams America at the same time. Another reason why I loved it. I love this fucking, when I saw this picture, I said, oh, this is something I'm going to use tomorrow. He didn't need to sing. He's not a singer, Starlight. He's not a singer, beloved. At least if you're going to be mad, know what you're mad about. I wouldn't even call Bad Bunny a singer. Say it again. It was the Benito Bowl. Yup. It was the Benito Bowl with a side of football. With a side of football. It's kind of like, you know how they have salsa and chips? You know what I mean? You got the salsa with a side of chips. That's what it was last night. It was Bad Bunny with a side of football. Because we didn't need the football. The football was trash. The football was trash. But that Bad Bunny concert was the business. That Bad Bunny concert was the business. And now forevermore, like I said, I am forever a fan of Bad Bunny at this point. I will be listening. I will be buying. I will be learning. Yep, I'm glazing, AJ. I'm glazing as hard as y'all be glazing for Kid Rock. Y'all be on that thing like, yep, blocked. And you know another reason why I'm on here glazing this morning for Bad Bunny? Because it makes y'all mad. What they say? Let me get up and do my dance. Hey! Hey! what they say. Listen, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I got up and was dancing in my house yesterday, and I'm pretty sure most of y'all were up dancing too. Right? We had a great, and I intend to watch. I've already watched the performance 3 times. Okay? I plan to watch it several more times today as well. Yup, I plan to. It was beautiful. And I'm going to tell you who else. Oh, Miss Heidi. I'm going to tell you who else loved the Super Bowl halftime performance. Donald Trump. Donald Trump loved it because he watched it. Donald Trump watched it. Lindsey Graham watched it. All of them who popped that shit, they watched. I told y'all they would. As much shit as they talk, they're going to watch, just like they watched Kendrick when he did his. They can't help themselves. They're like moths to a flame. I told y'all, conservatism is this. The very thing they hate, they keep going to. And they complain that everybody is stopping them or making it hard for them when all they got to do is stay out of spaces that make them uncomfortable. But they won't do it because the ego is a powerful thing. The ego is a powerful thing. So they couldn't not watch. Exactly, they love it. What you doing, Heidi? Stealing? Exactly, they love it. Of course they love it. Say it again, Zarvis. They not like us. They not like us. Okay? Okay? Because, listen, I can't speak for nobody else. Me watching it last night, I said, damn it, I should have made coquito. So I could have been in there with my coquito. Hell, it had me wanting to make some pernil. Listen, and y'all know I made butter chicken yesterday. Listen. And instead, I was like, damn it. I felt some type of way. Yes, I said it. I got a whole pork shoulder in my deep freezer for pernil. So I was feeling some type of way, right? So I was like, damn it, I cooked the wrong thing today. I cooked the wrong fucking thing today. You know? I cooked the wrong, you made chicken and rice for me. I cooked the wrong thing. And listen, I made empanadas last week, but I should have made empanadas this week. Okay? That's what I should have done. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because I can do the repeats and still make whatever I want to make and jam. But I just want to go on record to say I am forever a Bad Bunny fucking fan. I am forever bad. I mean, a Bad Bunny fan forever. He did a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous show. And he's a very attractive man too. Very attractive man. Oh, you said you had plantains and chicken wings. Listen. We were getting it. Yesterday was just a beautiful performance. I just remember standing in front of my television and I started to get teary-eyed and I started crying. I said, oh, I'm crying. This shit is beautiful. I literally said it out loud. This is fucking beautiful. To see another group of people share their cultures, their music, they're Americans. Because see, we're not a monolith, right? Here in America. We don't all like the same thing. We don't all listen to the same music. And you don't get to define what America is with one thing. You don't get to do that. So I loved that happened yesterday. I told y'all, I'm telling y'all, and I've been saying it. One of the fears that the racists have in America is a Latino president. I am telling you, it's coming, baby. It's coming. You're going to have a Latino president before you have a woman president. I say what I said. I say what I said. I say what I said. You're going to have a Spanish-speaking president before you have a woman president. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because when I was watching that last night, You know what like I said before, no, it ain't gonna be Rubio. They want a real Latino, not somebody that's trying to pass as a white guy. They want a real Latino, not a guy that just speaks Spanish around his family members when no cameras are around. No. Marco Rubio is not the Latino that's going to be president. Not Marco Rubio. I'm going to tell you, them fucking Castro brothers, and I've been saying it for a minute, those Castro brothers are, I feel like one of them are going to be president. I stand by that. I stand by that. I stand by that. I stand by that. It's going to be one of them Castro brothers. It's going to be one of them Castro brothers. I'm telling you, though, it ain't going to be no Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio's not Hispanic enough, and he ain't white enough. Problem is, he's tried to play both sides of the fences. You can't play both sides. You got to pick a side. You got to pick a side. And listen, and I'm telling y'all something. I'm telling y'all something, too. Like I said, when I watched this halftime show last night, the first thing I thought was, if I was a Latino, I would not assimilate. Why would I want to assimilate? This shit here is awesome in its own fucking right. Why would I want to assimilate? Why? Why? Don't make sense. Don't make sense. It's okay to enjoy other things. I ain't saying there ain't nothing wrong with that. But why would I want to pretend that I'm not who I am? Why would I want to do that? Don't make sense to me. That's why when I saw that last night, I was like, I never ever want to see again somebody not wanting to lean into who they are just so other people can feel comfortable. If you don't like people speaking Spanish and you don't understand, learn Spanish. Because America doesn't have a national language. America does not have a national language. And Americans love to say that shit. They need to speak America. We don't have a national language. Hell, most Americans in America barely speak English properly. How the fuck are you going to tell somebody what to speak? How you going to tell somebody what to speak? You can't. You can't. That's why I don't listen when people were talking that shit before the Super Bowl. Oh, he going to speak all Spanish and this, that, and the other. English was not America's first language. It was not. That's the lie that Americans tell themselves. But English was not the first language in this country. It was not. And what have I been telling y'all since I've been talking to y'all? I've been telling y'all one of the reasons a lot of Americans, racist Americans, don't like immigrants because immigrants shine a light on American mediocrity. Didn't I tell y'all most immigrants are bilingual? Most Americans are not. Most Americans barely speak fucking English, let alone learn another language. And fuck that up too. They already done fucked English up so much. Or depending on the circles you're in, it's English. Like, child. To see so many upset about Puerto Rico. We shouldn't have some foreign person here doing halftime. Well, first of all, he's an American. Second of all, Puerto Rico is an American territory. Those are Americans. Just say you don't know your own country. Just say you don't have an understanding of things. That's why I tell people got to learn to be quiet. They too fucking loud. Saying a whole bunch of things and don't know nothing. You're right. To know a second language is a privilege, but in America, that's a privilege that's had by few. That's why Americans don't like when other people speak other languages. Catch that part. This is why Americans will say to you, speak English, because they don't know how to speak nothing else. They don't know how to speak nothing else. And like I said, they barely speak fucking English. If you use too many big words, them motherfuckers will say, hey, stop speaking all them big words at me. Convenience is a big word. I'm just telling y'all, depending on the circles that you in, even that's too much for them. Okay? So I love this. This was a beautiful example of what it is to be an American. And it reminded me, my punk ass needs to learn more languages. Instead of me getting in my feelings and saying they need to learn English and this, that, and the other, Bad Bunny speaks English too. Instead of me getting in my feelings, saying he need to speak English, no, how about I need to learn another language besides English? How about that? Because the world's bigger than my ass. How about that? See, what do I always tell y'all? Insecurity is loud. Confidence is not, because confidence don't need to be. You need to learn another language, Dirk, because I know that you don't speak English very well. Your name is Dirk. You don't speak English very well, but you've been blocked. Talking about what the fuck I need to learn another language for. Y'all see that ignorant ass American mindset? Why I need to learn to speak another language? I already speak English. No, you don't. You don't speak English at all. You speak this hodgepodge of shit, but that's not English. Right? That is not English. English and English are two different things. That's part of the problem. Americans are too fucking loud and too fucking ignorant. And we need to calm that shit down as a country. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I could tell just looking at the halftime show and seeing Puerto Ricans talking like Puerto Ricans read books. There are Americans that actually read books. Bad Bunny was wonderful. Look. Cloudy Gamers, he's so mad. Oh, I'm so mad. I watched that. Let me tell you the funniest part of it is knowing that grown ass adults were so angry. They turned on YouTube because they couldn't turn the channel. Catch that part. What did I tell y'all? They couldn't stream it on TV. They turned on YouTube to watch Kid Rock perform music that's 30 years old. Okay. All right. Okay. You say I got bugs, Ren? You're right. I'm getting rid of the bugs. Because God forbid, if I keep you in here, then my skin will start looking like an old Coach bag. And I don't want my skin matching your skin. It's always the people with tattered skin that anytime we talking about minority shit, they always get upset. You say no one knew his music. Speak the language. No, just say you didn't know it, beloved. Say you don't know nothing. Okay? And you're not even from America, user 10150. You're in India making pots for $1/4 an hour. Stop the cap. Y'all always try to come online. I'm fighting for America. No, you're not. You don't even live here. Trump did see the Benito Bowl. Trump watched the halftime show. It's video out there showing them watching it. They watched it. I told y'all they would. Even Trump didn't watch the Turning Point halftime show. Even Trump said the Turning Point halftime show is trash. Even he didn't watch it. Even he didn't watch it. You know what Trump said? I like winners. And Kid Rock's a loser. Even Trump said that. Trump said Kid Rock is a fucking loser. So I'm going to watch Bad Bunny. Look. I'm gonna show y'all this is how MAGA was looking as they was walking over to change the channel, because you know as they was getting their laptop set up to watch the Turning Point halftime show. That was them. Let me get my laptop set up so I can watch the Turning Point halftime show. They were so sensitive and upset. They wanted to go watch the show. Let me go over here and turn my computer on so I can watch the Turning Point halftime show, because I don't want to look at nothing that's gonna make me cry. Such strong men. Okay. The rest of us, we were partying. Hey! The rest of us were partying, right? Were we not? When they set off the fireworks. I said, yes. Yes. When they set off the fireworks, I said, listen, we're having a whole fucking concert here. I didn't want the football back. I just wanted more Bad Bunny. I didn't even want the football back. Just give me more Bad Bunny. Okay? Yeah, I was sad when it ended. Because for real, I was enjoying myself. It was the most entertaining thing I had watched, because the game was trash. The game was boring. No, hey Pete, MAGA watched that halftime show. Somebody wrote it in here. I knew it was over 100 million people in there. Oh, I had to stop something. I saw my daughter pop up. The game was boring, but the Bad Bunny concert was awesome. The Bad Bunny concert was, and I'm gonna tell you what else it made me go. It made me go, I visited other countries. I need to go to Puerto Rico. I've never gone to Puerto Rico. I was like, you know what? I need to take my ass to Puerto Rico. Real talk. I was like, I didn't take my ass to Puerto Rico. D2K, you said it was boring, but you want $300, so you poor. And you think $300 is like, boy, that ain't no money. Get out of here. You can't even pay a cell phone bill with $300. I won $300. Okay, so you can get a new tooth. Like, what do you want from me? Fuck you telling me for? $300 ain't no money. What you was expecting everybody to be like, ooh, he made $300. He got big money. Like what? Give a fuck about $300? Shit. What are you saying? I can make $300 off of a video. That ain't no money. You say we should watch the All-American one for shits and giggles. Which All-American one? Yep, and no passport needed for Puerto Rico. But Diana and the rest of y'all who saying that, MAGA will probably fight us over that shit. We can't go to Puerto Rico. You need a passport to go over there. And you know what we should tell them? Yep, you need a passport to go to Puerto Rico, because they ain't gonna never get a passport. Catch that part. So yep, we should keep telling them you need a passport to go to Puerto Rico, because then we ain't got to worry about dealing with them in Puerto Rico. Yeah, I've never been to Puerto Rico, but that made me want to go to Puerto Rico. Real talk. Like I said before, this halftime show was amazing. You know, amazing. I'm going to say it again. Amazing. Okay? Amazing. I loved it. I did. It was a great show. And when you go back and watch it more than one time, then you start to pick up on all the little. I saw you call. I'm gonna call you soon as I'm done. Bomb. I saw you. I'm wrapping up at 11. I'll call you as soon as I'm done. But I love it. Yeah, Mexico. Yeah, Mexico is beautiful, but I've never been to Puerto Rico. But I want to go to Puerto Rico because that made me go. I need to go to Puerto Rico. It really did. It really, really did. It was just. It was. I watched it and I smiled. It was beautiful to watch this celebration of music and Rob. That's not how you spell your beloved. Not in the context you're trying to use it. I block. I rebuke. I rebuke anybody that doesn't know proper grammar. But that's the American way to attempt to be insulting but not know grammar. I told y'all I can't ever be insulted by people who don't know grammar or how to spell. I can't be insulted by people like that. Because I be sitting there going, what? I'm trying to understand what the fuck y'all saying because the grammar be all fucked up or the spelling be all fucked up. And then I'd be like, oh, you were trying to say that. Okay. All right. Okay. But I'm gonna keep on watching it because like I said, I've already watched the performance 3 times. But you gotta watch it more than one time to catch all the little nuances and all the things throughout. You have to. That's what makes Super Bowl halftime shows really good as well. When you need to watch them more than one time to really get the gist of everything that's happening. Yeah, it was a lot of symbolism and I loved it. So when people tell you you don't need diversity, you don't need any of that, that's a lie. That was diversity yesterday. It was beautiful to see. And hats off to the NFL for leaning all the way in on it. And not trying to be anything else, right? So hats off on that. All the little, y'all, and I want to say congratulations to all the sensitive MAGAs out there, especially the sensitive MAGA men, where your manhood is defined by who performs in the Super Bowl halftime show. I want to say that I'm praying that you never return to what you thought was manhood and that you continue to cry about it. Here you go. You want some tissue? Eh? I'm about to hit you with that. Hey, you want some tissue? I love it. I love it. Right? Just like I didn't give a shit at some of the NFL. I forget what NFL player had something to say about it. You know what I said? Shut up and play ball. Because he was complaining about Bad Bunny was going to do the Super Bowl halftime for it. And I said, shut up and play ball. Because isn't that what conservatives said? Shut up and play ball? That's what I said too. Shut the fuck up and play foosball. Nobody asked you your opinion about who's doing the halftime show. Quiet as kept. Your punk ass in the back getting coached during halftime. So you shouldn't give a fuck. You shouldn't give a fuck who's out there for the halftime show. You shouldn't give a damn. If you listen to your coach. Oh, that wedding was beautiful too. It was so many different things happening because somebody did get married too during the halftime show on the field. It was so many things happening at one time. It was amazing. Like I said, it was amazing, amazing, amazing. You got to watch it again if you have not watched it since, when you saw it during the halftime show. Yeah, it was a real wedding. It was real because you could tell it was real because their guests were out there with them. They had their guests to their wedding were out there with them and their guests were crying. They were choked up. It was beautiful. So go back and watch the halftime show again today. You will pick up on a lot more than you didn't catch during the show yesterday. It was awesome. I just want to say bravo to Bad Bunny for putting on a great concert with a side of football. Because that's what it was. So thank you, Bad Bunny. Jennifer, nobody cares, beloved. And the side profile isn't doing you any favors. Sunscreen is your friend. Can I just say I love all the racist folks crashing the fuck out at this shit? I love this shit. I love it. Personally, I love it. I love it. I love last night because I knew the entire time I was watching that performance, I knew that the racists in America were going, this is un-American. Well, I can't even understand nothing this man's saying up here. How I know he ain't talking bad about us. I don't like it, and I don't like it at all. That's exactly what they were doing. And I'm at home like, hey, I didn't care. And Bad Bunny didn't care either. Because, one, he already got his money for the performance. I don't even think they pay you for the performance. They pay for the production. And let's keep it all the way a buck. Bad Bunny didn't need the NFL. The NFL needed Bad Bunny. I'm going to say it one more time. Bad Bunny didn't need the NFL. The NFL needed Bad Bunny. Let's keep it all the way a buck here. Okay? He didn't need them to get no eyes on nothing, to sell shit, to get attention. He ain't need them for none of that. He gets that all on his own. They needed him. Because him being there put eyes on that fucking game. Everybody, because the game, like I said, that game was trash. But that halftime show was what everybody wanted to see. He's the top selling artist in the world. Everybody gonna want to see that. Everybody's gonna want to see that. Even the ones that lied and said they didn't want to see it, they watched. They watched. They were on their phone watching. Look, they might have had the Turning Point halftime show on. I can guarantee you they had the volume turned all the way down so they could listen to Bad Bunny all the way up. Okay? That's what happened. That's what happened. Charlie, you say you fell asleep? On which thing? Oh, Trump watched it. Trump watched it. Y'all saw the video. That's why y'all saying it. Trump did watch the halftime show. But I knew Trump would. Of course he would. And most MAGA watched that show too. Who the fuck want to watch Turning Point halftime show with whack ass Kid Rock? Nobody. 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 That's why they watched Bad Bunny. That's why they watched Bad Bunny. You know why? Another reason why Trump watched Bad Bunny. Because he was trying to figure out what a Bad Bunny is. Guarantee. He old. He old. So he's like, I don't know what this Bad Bunny is, but I'm going to watch it. Guaranteed. Miss Lindsay was sitting at the table too. Y'all saw Lindsey Graham in the video. I know Lindsay was like, well, I don't know what a Bad Bunny is. I know what one is when it's done gone rank and you can't eat it. But I don't know what no Bad Bunny is with music. We should just watch it and see. Kid Rock was lip syncing. Are you kidding me? So hold up. So they have a Turning Point halftime show and Kid Rock don't even perform live? Are you serious? Oh my God. So they made all this fucking hoopla. And Kid Rock is one of the few people that could perform live. It's not like it's going to get any worse live. Wow. Wow. I would say I'm surprised, but don't nothing surprise me with these people. Wow. 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 Again, I just want to say hats off to Bad Bunny. I am now a forever fan, will be a forever fan, and today I'm going to continue on my listening of fucking Bad Bunny. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. All right? And so listen, I love you guys. I appreciate this discussion this morning. I appreciate, especially if it's your first time here. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Listen, today we will not have an uncensored show following the live this morning because remember I told y'all today is the day, unfortunately, that Rusty was celebrating his life and transitioning him because he's been very sick the last couple of days, to a point where he can't really use the restroom in the way that he needs to. Yeah, so it's gotten really bad really fast. So we have an appointment this morning, well, at noon. So going to get out of here about 11:30. So I want to make him some whipped cream and let him have some whipped cream and lick on that before we, get out of here as a thing. So exactly, I want him to go in peace and not be suffering. It's not okay. Yeah, it's not okay. So I may or may not be back this afternoon. It really depends on how I feel. But 9 times out of 10, I probably won't be. But you never know. You never know. But I love you all. I appreciate you for coming through. Listen, thank y'all for the 140,000 likes this morning. I really appreciate it. I'll show you guys him real quick because he's laying over here. So thank y'all for that. Thank you for the over 50 shares. Look, let me take Bad Bunny down. All right, let me go over here. So y'all can see the guy. He's chilling. Hold on. He laying down, chilling. Y'all see him? So you see him looking, he like, get out my face. So Russ, they sending you love, homie. So yeah. So, and Heidi's over there just chilling. Look at her. She's like, what? But yeah, there he is. So he hasn't been feeling well at all. So, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So yeah. So thank y'all for all the love and everything. We appreciate it so much. And celebrating his life, cause that's my baby here, celebrating his life. And remember I told y'all this used to be my mama's dog. So my mother's been dead for 10 years and Russ still hung around for another 10 years. So listen, at some point you gotta, he's almost 20. He's 17. So, and just so y'all know, that's that old heifer Bella over there at the fireplace. She's 23. She another one who be scaring me. I be like, chill. Everybody old up in this camp. Everybody old in here. I be like, shit. Everybody. I be shook. So I love you guys. And just, I want to remind you, like I always try to remind you, right? Don't let nobody live rent free in your head today, okay? Don't feed any trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Have a beautiful day, you all, and I'll see you soon, okay?